Oh my goodness.
Do I need to be closer to the laptop?
I think right there is good.
Like right here?
Don't read my...
Okay. Can I copy off your notes?
Don't read my notes.
Okay.
Because what if I get an F? Then you'll get an F too.
That's true.
I don't want you to get an F. Cool. All right, well...
Here, I'll charge you.
Oh my gosh, you're so thoughtful.
I'm so not... Well, you're about to get on a plane. You need that battery, baby.
Oh, yeah, I do. Okay, well, let's get started. Hello.
Welcome.
Welcome, guys. Welcome to Wingin' It, the West Wing Podcast. I'm Andrea.
I'm Sallie.
Oh my good gracious. And guys, this is a very special day. We have a special podcast guest. Kevin of Gilmore Guys fame is here to talk about The West Wing.
Can I talk
Yay.
now?
Yeah, you can.
Hello.
Oh man, guys. Are you ready for this? Are you... Here we go. Well,
guys, I'm thrilled to be here. Thank you so much.
Not anymore.
We're so excited to have you.
Yeah.
This is literally the only other show I could probably talk about at length for like 2 million years. Like Gilmore.
And that's what we've contracted you for.
Oh,
so
shoot.
I hope you
I
took
have
notes
to
on
go.
all of them.
Oh, please no.
Oh man, we're so glad that the letters and the stalking finally paid off, and that Kevin was so kind enough to let us in after we've waited on his porch for so many weeks.
And it's kind of a lesson to everyone out there for kids who are like that. You have like someone you are really crushing on, or you maybe you just want to get with. Stalk, persist, keep
Catfish,
going. Wear
No
them
does not
down.
mean no.
Yeah, do like Joe Latruly on Brooklyn Nine-Nine. Just wear your woman down until she can't say no.
No, or
that's the lesson here so far.
We try and give good lessons every episode, so it's perfect.
Okay.
We're very helpful. It's kind of like my date with Drew. Did you ever see that documentary where the guy who's like convinced he wants to go out with Drew Barrymore and he like makes a documentary?
Oh,
And
I saw the
No.
poster for that and I said no, thank you.
Okay.
I
Well,
thought you were just about
sometimes
to get really personal and tell us specifically about your date with a guy named Drew.
I don't-
and I was like,
I don't
oh,
go out
okay.
with boys named Drew.
Have you heard about my date with Drew? No, we didn't. We weren't there.
Hey, wingers, have you heard about my date with Drew?
Is that what your fans are called?
That's their wingers, yeah.
Could I suggest an alternate if you ever
Yes.
did it?
Yeah, go for it.
Wing nuts.
Oh, man.
I
Crisis of identity.
I have a wait a minute. I want to see if I can find it.
He's
Sorry,
AFK right now,
I'm getting
guys.
off mic. I'm getting off mic, but no, there's a thing I need to show you guys. I have.
Wait a minute. Do you have a... Oh, my gosh.
Okay, so
we'll take
describe for the listener
we'll
what
take a
we're.
picture.
Yeah.
We've got a t-shirt that actually says Wing Nuts on it.
And on the back.
1600.
Isn't that fun?
Like Pennsylvania Avenue.
So that was. Oh no, we
Sally.
dropped Sally.
Sorry.
Oh,
You're
no.
still here.
She's here. So we that was from there was a you kids don't know at this point, but there was a website that was called Mighty Big TV, and then after that it was called Television Without Pity. Have you guys heard of either of these?
No.
So Television Without Pity was really instrumental in shaping TV recap culture. So what we see on like Vulture and New York Times and like what everyone does, like, okay, let's break down Game of Thrones from 6 different angles.
Mm-hmm.
That really started from Television Without Pity. And it was such a wonderful place to talk about TV. They would do the recaps and there'd be these discussion forums that were heavily moderated and actually led to a storyline on The West Wing.
What?
In season 3, episode 17, I think, the U.S. Poet Laureate, Josh Lyman gets... Oh, this is a spoiler. Anyway, it's
okay.
fine.
It's
He gets on a
It's fine.
website and people are mean to him.
Yes.
And that was based on a real life experience that Aaron Sorkin had going on. At the time it was Mighty Big TV and he was posting and people were kind of mean to him about like forum rules. Not even like your work sucks, but like you're in the wrong forum. This is off topic.
Yeah.
And so he wrote that storyline. And that I think is the inception for his
The Lemon Limans.
the Lemon Limans, but also his hatred of the internet in general.
Oh, true.
Did you guys see?
Yeah.
You happened to see that third one
Mhm.
where it's just like it's brutal.
Yeah.
The Aaron Sorkin hates the internet. He hates it, and I
thought-
think a lot of it's because Television Without Pity. And that's all to say, they offered T-shirts of different like TV show baseball teams, and that was one of them. And I got that like
Gosh.
10, 11, 12 years ago.
Okay, well maybe that'll be our next review contest prize. You don't know.
Was
It
one of
might
those
be.
T-shirts. If you can find them, man.
Yeah.
I mean, they're OOP.
Well,
Big time.
we know how to find things. Unlike Aaron Sorkin, we like the internet a great deal and spend much
That's
of our
true.
time doing internet-y things instead of...
Yeah.
Have you guys talked about his internet hatred at all on the show?
No, we
haven't.
normally talk about our own hatred for some things.
Okay.
But mostly
I thought he hated the internet because of the Sorkinisms video.
Well,
no, I was just kidding.
No,
but you
we're best
said
friends.
you talked about the TV that he like wasn't going to come back to TV. I heard you talk about that before.
right. Well, so after... Wait, do you guys know this story?
Oh, no,
About
we should-
all the aftermath of Sorkinisms?
Yeah,
No.
we should explain to the listeners the whole background.
Okay, so I was a huge fan of West Wing growing up, and Sports Night. I was super into them. Listened to them every night before going to sleep. I'd rip the audio, make CD. I would burn CDs of them, listening to them.
Compact discs,
And
y'all.
then I saw the Social. Well, I noticed it before, and other people had it on the internet too. But then when I was watching Social Network, I was like, Social Network, the amazing film from 2010. He did. There was so much overlap. So I made some Sorkinisms videos. That's every time he's repeated himself and plagiarized from himself. But the aftermath was it when Brian Williams, when he was an anchor, not slumming it on MSNBC. He did a story about it, and I reached out to Aaron's publicist. I was like, sorry, I really like him, blah, blah. It was really nice and stuff. And she was like, thank you. She was real short, and I thought she hated me.
Yeah.
And she was like, thank you. Your video was unfortunately timed in the midst of an unpredicted firestorm. I'll pass this along to Aaron. I was like, okay, well, that's that. But then Aaron wrote me back.
Shut up!
I heard back from ABS himself.
No!
And he said, Kevin, I watched your video. I thought it was very funny and well done. And I didn't take it as anything more than gentle ribbing, and consider me a fan and a friend.
What? I can't
That
even...
is
So
I can't do it.
that
Can't
was
do
very
it.
nice. So that was 3 years ago. And
And
I didn't hear after the last two I did.
Oh.
And I probably won't. But it was a good experience.
still.
But then
Yeah.
someone asked him about the video in an article, and he said, here's what I love about it. I don't know if I've talked about this on record, but he said, actually, the man who made the video reached out to me, and we've been emailing, and he was mortified that people were taking it negatively. And he said, like, the article headline was like, Sorkin befriends Sorkinism's editor. Like, we're like best friends or something.
You're
Like,
And
you
it's-
exchange Christmas cards and
essentially.
stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
By the way, this is all completely off topic.
And
to
off the record.
Shibboleth.
We won't tell anyone.
And off the record,
any
yeah.
of this.
Yeah, we're not recording this, are
Yeah,
we?
no.
No.
Oh, thank you.
No, that's totally fine. Man, you're basically best friends with Aaron Sorkin, and that's why we invited you on this podcast.
We're
'Cause
just
of that
trying to get to
connection?
Aaron.
Yeah, we're trying to.
Is that
claw
the
our
goal?
way. I have not actually
Oh.
thought about trying to get Aaron himself.
Like, if
haven't
you were to have the opportunity, would you even want to take it?
Oh heck yes!
You would?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like going to see the Wizard.
I would probably
I
like
mean,
throw
like-
up several
I don't know if
times
that's the
for him,
metaphor
but
you
yeah.
want to use.
I
It's like
mean-
going and seeing this great and powerful thing, but then
Yeah.
there's this little man behind the curtain.
That's okay. But oh man, I mean, would you even ask about like the seasons after he left?
No, because he didn't watch him.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Although he's in
But
the
yeah, he
last
was in a
episode.
cameo in the last episode,
Yeah.
yeah.
Which
We
I
could
thought
ask
was
him
so
about that.
weird.
Yeah.
So
I
what
did
was it
too.
like
I
listening
would-
to
yeah.
Kebmo on the set? It was okay. Yeah, he didn't watch it.
Anyway,
I want to get him, Amy Sherman Palladino, and
Yeah.
Dan Harmon in a room together. And
yes.
that's like, what's the deal,
I
guys?
know.
Yeah.
we need
What
more
a room
people
that
like
would
that.
be.
I know.
That would be horrible.
I mean,
Yeah.
like,
It would
might
be a little
terrible. It would be intense. No one would be able to get a word in edgewise. Who do you think would win in a battle of conversational wits with those people? I don't think Aaron. I think
No, I don't think so either. I think he would sort of like sit back a little. Maybe Amy? She's pretty
Yeah.
fierce.
it depends on what direction the conversation would go.
Yeah.
Like if it's more pop culture, or whatever, then obviously Palladinos would probably take it. But if it's more like political or academia, then I think Sorkin would probably.
I think Amy
Take
would
it
have
down.
the sick burns, but Dan would think the most. Like, he would have the most thought-out responses, like, coming off the cut. Do you guys listen to Harmontown
No.
at all?
No.
Dan Harmon's podcast? He's a train wreck, and he's very vulnerable about it. And he's like, yeah, his whole his whole show is about how much of a nightmare he is. Anyway, Harmontown, listen to it, maybe.
Heyo. All of the podcasts here, guys. All of them.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we're going to dive in. This is episode 8, season 2. We're going to talk about Shibboleth.
Do you guys do synopses on this show?
We do.
We do.
And
Okay.
you know what we call them?
What?
TikToks.
TikToks.
Yeah.
Like,
because, the TikTok on the show is like Bartlett's schedule from moment to moment.
oh, that's right.
So-
Oh, that little green thing they showed in the pilot?
No.
Oh.
That was...
Do you guys know what I'm talking about? There's a green thing on Leo McGarry's desk in the pilot episode that's like a scrolling thing of all the president's
What he's
events.
doing.
But
Oh, well,
Yeah.
then maybe that
Maybe?
was
Yeah.
an actual physical
but
form.
the TikTok is actually his schedule.
Yes.
Like,
Yeah.
landing
So
him
we
keeps.
try to do like a quick tick of like what things just happened. So that
Okay,
way if people
okay.
have not
Yeah.
actually seen the episode recently,
Mhm.
as we have, they know what's going on. Sally, do you want to regale us with the TikTok for this episode?
Absolutely. So
You were
it's
so excited about that.
Thanksgiving, and I am excited. I love this episode. It's Thanksgiving, and there's a boat of Chinese refugees that has landed on the California coast,
True.
and they're seeking asylum. So that's going on. The press is like figuring out what to do there. What else is going on? Oh, CJ has 2 turkeys that she has to pardon. And Charlie is on the hunt for the perfect carving knife. I think those are
Naturally.
the big plot points, and other little like Thanksgiving things.
There's also the whole
Oh, Leo's sister.
yes.
Yes,
and
Leo's
there's
sister is being nominated for a recess appointment, and they're talking about whether to move forward with that.
I never got recess appointments. Recess was just a bad time for me in general, I find.
A bad time, but a great show.
Oh,
ABC,
oh
baby.
my gosh. Yes.
Flashback.
Guys, Josephine McGarry does not seem like a pleasant lady at all.
No,
She doesn't.
she doesn't.
Here's one thing I wish would have happened differently on the show, that they would have made her less shrill and like
I
a little
agree.
more warm, to make that more of a nuance. What I think this show is so good at doing most of the time, maybe like 60 or 70% of the time, when it wasn't doing like strawman Republican guys, was making opposition and making the other points of view
Mhm.
seem very relatable. Like, you
Mhm.
have the Mary Marsh meeting, but then there's the Al Caldwell guy. He's like, oh, this guy's great. Who cares?
Uh-huh.
But then with Josephine, she's just like, Leo, and I don't know, the actress isn't bad. She's really good.
No,
but like,
because her choice, she played it a very...
the energy was,
Yeah.
I was not
Yeah.
feeling it. I was like, you know what? Screw Josephine McGarry. Sorry.
And they do
How many?
such a great job usually of making you care about like characters come in and out of this show like crazy. And whether it's the actors or just how it's written, they usually do a great job of like you're endeared to people and attached to people even if they're only there for a minute. And I did not feel that way at all. I was just like, she
No.
can go now. This
Yeah.
story can be done.
Yeah. And she does, so you got exactly what you wished for, Sally.
And let's also just really dissect the mindset of a lady who stages a prayer
What in
breaking
the
up photo op,
world?
but that's also on the board of her church. What was Toby rattling off? Like, she's on the list of visitors at her church. Which
I
thought
don't.
was a
I think
weird
she,
she's
thing.
like,
on
teaches
the welcoming
Sunday school.
committee or Sunday school.
Yeah, she's a
Yeah.
Sunday school. She's a
Yeah.
community group leader. She's she's all
And
these
in her
things.
free time, she gets her youth group kids arrested, and
Like, it's such a weird. I feel like sometimes the show does that too, where it's like, this person, this character represents this perspective, but it's interesting because they're also this. So it's like President Bartlett doesn't believe in abortion, but he doesn't want to make a law against it.
Yeah.
So I guess it was trying to exhibit that in the character, but I just found it to be kind of a confusing and weird characterization of her. Like,
Yeah.
she loves church, but she hates football players. She hates Christian boys in high school. It was strange. It was
Yeah.
strange.
We do see Mary Marsh again for the second time since the pilot episode. It's been a while. She's still hanging out there,
Wow.
and she got asked back. So
What is that
She
actress's
could go
name?
too.
I don't know. We should pull it
we can
up.
find
But
out.
she's not a very warm lady either.
She is the most, I would say, out of all the West Wing oppositioning characters. Maybe with the guy at one of the, no spoilers, but at one of the hearings in season 3, the guy with the weird looking glasses,
Mm-hmm.
who you see in flashbacks, you know what I'm talking about. But other than that, I feel like she's the most like mustache twirling villain on this show thus far. Because even like the Republican opposition, like for the next election, isn't like that guy's just kind of dumb. He's not like a evil man. But she's just like, Josh, the public will not forgive.
Like it becomes a caricature of what her character should be, sort of like it's overblown.
She's the Mr. Burns of the Christian right.
Yes.
I was trying to think like who would be like the closest IRL parallel to her, but I don't know who that. Like obviously, there's probably a lot of shrill people on the Christian
I asked
right,
that too. If she was based off someone like the doctor, whatever the doctor's name is that Bartlett's gives his famous speech to, is based off of Dr. Laura. I was wondering if this woman was, but I
thought you were going to say Dr. Ruth. She's based off of Dr. Ruth. Oh, yeah, when the president stands, nobody sits.
Boom! Roasted. Come on, Bartlett. Bring it. Okay, well, should we sing? I feel like we need to sing.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did I derail that?
No, it's fine.
Totally
no, we don't always do it at the beginning. Do you want to play your song?
I don't know. Okay,
on your lute,
so Andrea,
yes.
on my lute. Oh no! I don't know it.
That was perfect.
Okay.
Wow. I think it's great.
The West Wing. All right. I had no rehearsal times, guys. I got ambushed with that.
Hey, that's okay. So really, it's Thanksgiving, and apparently everybody kind of slows down around that time, and nobody's working.
There's not a lot of stuff going on in the office,
Yeah.
guys. It is strange. Like, the big issue is CJ pardoning a turkey. all that was very interesting.
Josh is like, I've been in my office flipping a nickel 16 times in a row, and it came up tails. And you're like, wow. Really?
We just have to drop that audio clip in because also Sam's talking about pilgrim like crime fighters or whatever, and that's the best.
3.5 centuries ago, strengthened by faith and bound by a common desire for liberty, a small band of pilgrims sought out a place in the New World where they could worship according to their own beliefs and solve crimes.
Sam,
They'd be good.
read the thing.
By day they churn butter and worship according to their own beliefs, and by night they solve crimes.
Read the thing.
Pilgrim detectives.
Do you see me laughing?
I think you're laughing on the inside.
Okay.
With the big hats.
Give me the speech.
Fighting crime. Yeah, so in that teaser, Sam is dressing he's not in a suit.
True.
He's like in a sweater. So are we to believe like this is them on the weekend hanging out and that's why no one's there? Or is it just like it's Thanksgiving, everything's fair game, dress code wise?
Hawaiian
and work-wise?
shirts are allowed.
Yeah, let's make it a Trader Joe's up in here.
Oh my gosh.
I will never complain about Sam being in a sweater though.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right.
I don't think Rob Lowe would complain about him wearing anything.
Yeah.
Can I tell you my Rob Lowe story?
Please do.
I don't have an extensive one. But I went to see Bruce Springsteen, Mr. Bruce Springsteen, in Anaheim. The boss. In 2012. This was December 2012. And we were in the pit, which is in the front area. It's like 200 people. And it's really nice because it's very close to the stage. And we saw on Twitter, Rob Lowe tweeted, going to see Bruce Springsteen, the East Street Band, in #The Pit tonight. And he was there with his brother Chad.
Why would you hashtag The Pit?
And why would you announce that? And then people are going to mob you who are going to that show. So he was there with his brother from Pretty Little Liars, Chad Lowe. And people were kind of like, people weren't mobbing him, but they were like, can I get a picture? Can I get a picture? Because, he was on Parks at this time.
Yeah.
Although the crowd at Bruce was probably like, I loved you, Insane Almost Fire, or whatever.
Play that sax, man.
But, if you want to plug in right there. So the concert starts. We don't approach him, even though I love West Wing, I love Parks. But then, like, halfway through the show, I'm there with my two friends, Katie and Grant, and then we're kind of in a triangle formation. And then this dude just wanders, like, in the middle of our triangle just by himself, and it's Rob Lowe.
Oh, my God.
And he was just there to kind of, like, get out the kerfuffle or whatever, the sassafras over there. And so he's just there, and then it ends up we're, like, side by side with Rob Lowe watching Bruce, and he's super into it. He's taking pictures. He loves Darkness on the Edge of Town. He's singing off key. He's fist pumping. And he was there with us for, like, 7 or 8 songs. And then at one point, Bruce was coming on the platform, and Rob turned around, and he saw my shirt, which is an American flag t-shirt with Kermit the Frog as Bruce Springsteen on it.
No.
And he was like, "That's a great shirt, man."
Hey!
And then when Bruce came on the platform, he was like, "Oh!" And he was like an excited little boy taking a picture of his favorite celebrity.
Oh my god.
So you know what?
Oh my
Heroes
God.
have heroes too, guys.
Oh.
That's the lesson there. But it was fun to hang out with Sam Seaborn at
Rub
Bruce
elbows.
Springsteen.
Oh my
Yes.
gosh. You
That is
could just
awesome.
die right now. That's amazing. Again, I feel like we need to plug his audiobook at any possible juncture.
Do we?
Yes.
I love that
like,
audiobook, man.
It's so delightful. I'm just
He-
saying. Maybe I'll listen to it on the
It's
plane.
also a
Wait.
regular book. We always say audiobook.
I know, but I'm lazy. And he has a nice
do you prefer
voice.
audiobooks to books?
Oh, yeah. I mean,
And he
I
does-
listened to Anna Karenina, and it's probably the same
But
words.
doesn't it feel like audiobooks? Doesn't it feel like audiobooks are like expensive podcasts?
They are very expensive.
You know what I
They're not
mean?
that much cheaper. I feel like they should be cheaper.
Yeah, there should be audiobooks that
I
are
don't
like
think-
more than $9.99 are insane
Yeah.
to me. But
Yeah,
that's
they're all
most
insane.
of them.
Yeah.
Even with
And
Audible,
ebooks.
today's episode is brought to you by
It should
Audible.
just
We
come
love
with your
we
book.
love Audible.
Audible and Squarespace.
Can you hear it?
And
Yeah, we do love
Christian
those.
Mingle, baby.
Hey, no, we don't love them.
Are either of you on Christian Mingle?
No, we don't
Okay.
mingle and whatever.
Okay.
I am sorry. Oops.
But so in that book, Rob Lowe's
kidding.
book, he's very open about the contract stuff at West Wing. He was
Yes.
like, I thought I was going to be the star, and then I wanted more
Yeah.
money, and I was traveling from Santa Barbara. And I was like,
Yeah.
this is kind of weird. Like,
Yeah.
to me, it seemed kind of not unprofessional per se, but just kind of ungentlemanly to be discussing in that much detail. Like, I was making this much, I wanted this much. Because I'm sure you guys have talked about that. He was
Yes.
getting paid more than everyone,
Yep.
then everyone got paid as much as him, and then
Mhm.
his storylines took a back seat.
Yeah.
His exit, by the way, because he does leave the show. Is
Yeah.
that a spoiler to say? Okay.
I don't know. We
It's-
might have. I think we've mentioned that he's not on it forever. We didn't
Okay.
say when.
Right.
But his exit, I think, is mishandled
Yes.
because it's so
I
vague.
agree.
I won't talk about what it is or what happens.
We'll
but
get to that. We'll
it's
circle
very
back.
ambiguous.
Yeah.
But yeah, that whole thing was weird. I think you could feel it happen. Like when he was getting storylines like, let's eliminate the penny, and that's like Sam's big story.
I know.
Yeah.
He used to have like a much greater grasp on like policy and who was doing what. He had more of like kind of Josh's
role.
job. And then it like shifted and Josh was getting more of the policy.
It was
and
a
Sam
real
getting
bait
more-
and switch, by the
Yeah,
way. Because
well-
if you watch the pilot, it's like, oh, it's the Rob Lowe show in
Yeah.
the White
Yeah.
House.
Well,
But by
he's-
the end of it, it's like, this is the Josh Lyman show 100%.
And I'm okay with it.
you guys are Trophy Wife fans?
Well, I'm a fan of any time that Bradley Whitford's on screen and I can see it.
We're definitely both Josh Lyman.
Did you guys watch that show, The Good Guys?
Yes.
You did?
Not the whole thing, but like I've
With
seen
the
episodes.
mustache
Yes,
and
with
the
the
accent,
mustache and
it's
everything.
so insane.
Yeah, I know.
And it was shot in Texas, which I think is crazy.
Oh, well,
I think it's so weird that it was shot in Texas for some reason. Like, why would they need to shoot in Texas? Anyway,
tax breaks? I don't know.
maybe. But Shibboleth, baby.
Shibboleth,
Sorry.
give me all of that.
I don't want to
Shibboleth.
derail this podcast.
No,
I want to be a good guest.
we will stay on rails.
Okay.
Do we actually know, Sally? I didn't look it up. Again, maybe this is not something to put on my Christian Mingle profile, but I don't know the actual biblical reference for Shibboleth.
I think it's Judges.
It's Judges, yeah.
You're so on this. This is
Do you
great.
have the verse, Sally?
I only know because I
Do
was
you-
looking at trivia for the episode like I do so often.
Do you have it pulled up, Sal?
Verse is Judges 12:6. Well, I'll read from 5. If it doesn't bore the hell out of everybody. The Gileadites captured the fords of Jordan leading to Ephraim. And whenever a survivor of Ephraim said, "Let me cross over," the men of Gilead said, "Are you an Ephraimite?" If he replied no, they said, "All right, say Shibboleth."
So yeah, it's in Judges.
Yeah, well said.
Post edit. So basically, he's like trying to see if these refugees that are coming toward the San Diego coast seeking asylum, if they're like actually legitimate, trying to flee persecution in China, or if they're just feigning faith.
Which, there's a few funny things about that, I feel like. For one, the fact that they actually show the Coast Guard in the teaser is insane to me.
Yeah.
That it's like for 45 seconds of the thing. And if they didn't show it, like they don't show a lot of the events that occur on the
Exactly.
show, it wouldn't be like, oh, damn, I didn't see the Coast Guard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was super weird to me.
Yeah. I think they were
And-
just trying to make it dramatic and be like, it's confusing. We don't know what's going on. So let's
Yeah,
have
but it was
somebody
just
we
like
don't know.
weird.
It was also weirdly shot. Like, it was at night, but, like, it was
It was
strange.
dawn.
The whole thing
And
was
then
strange.
also the fact that Bartlett is the one doing this test, like, do you know the apostles, bro? I think it's like, get someone else
What
to
do you
do
think
it.
about
Not.
Judas?
I mean, maybe he had good faith and he was like, I'll do it because I know they're legit. But it just feels like such a strange thing to have the leader of the free world
I
give
agree.
like a Bible trivia
test.
quiz to this
to one
of them, yeah, who could be the one guy that knows anything.
Yeah.
Maybe they
Right.
cut out a deleted scene where they brought in like the other 300 or whatever, however
Yeah.
many they were, 86 because 13 of them died.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, this episode definitely there were some great moments, like obviously the CJ and the turkeys and all of that. I mean, you can't get any better than that. And Donna,
That's one of my favorite scenes when she asks Bartlett to pardon the other turkey, and he's all upset about the education system, and he's like, I can't pardon this turkey. That is hilarious.
This show is very good at weaving in and out of tone in terms of the levity of certain scenes
Mhm.
contrasted with the gravity of because the prior to that scene is the most touching moment of the whole episode where President Bartlett gives Charlie a carving knife made by Paul freaking Revere
Yeah.
and says, I'm proud of you, Charlie. And then we go into this like,
I
oh my gosh.
might have cried a little.
Oh,
at
I
that.
think we all teared up,
well,
guys.
because like the whole time it's such a non-story until the very end.
Yeah.
Like talk about a late point of attack. Like it's just Charlie's doing this random errand, and like Bartlett's like, oh, let's get a German knife, and he's like, okay, and then he goes and gets this other knife, and you're like, what is the deal with this? And like we already had this impactful like emotional scene with the guy who says Shibboleth and we're all verklempt and it's all great, and then they just had to add this extra like, hey Charlie, I'm proud of you, and you're like, wait, I don't have any feelings left in my body, and they just go ahead and take it.
Do you guys feel like they, with no spoilers, that they served the character of Charlie well throughout the series? I feel like he is just like, for someone who's in the main credits, and I hate to draw the comparison, but it's almost like a Michelle-like thing, where he, from Gilmore Guys, where it's like, he's a little bit of a spice in certain episodes, and I feel like the media stuff is his relationship with the president, but overall, I feel like this show, I think kind of, with an ensemble as it has, I feel like it kind of drops the ball with Charlie. Overall, especially when Sorkin leaves, they don't know what the hell to do with him.
Yeah.
And he is just literally
Yeah.
like 2 lines in every episode.
Yeah, that's true.
Which
Yeah.
sucks, but
I do agree
but
with
even
that.
in the Sorkin years, which is the real West Wing, not the fake one, are you guys doing 5 through 7?
Oh yeah.
Ugh,
Are you kidding me?
gosh.
Do you not watch the later ones?
I watched them all, but
Andrea full on loves them. I think it dips at 5 and 6 and sort of gets its feet. It's never Sorkin level again, but
I mean,
it I don't know.
I rewatched 7 more than most seasons.
you know what? Well, I think by the time it was 7, it was just like a different show.
A different show.
show that I
agree,
liked.
yeah.
It was a show that you could like, but never a show you could love. And there was this weird thing that happened in the 5th season where it became simultaneously stupider but more boring at the same time.
Something to look forward to, guys.
Yeah, I mean, like, season 5, it was, oh gosh. Well, anyway,
I feel
we
like
don't
there's
need to talk
redeemable
about it.
episodes in any of the seasons.
Yeah.
But yeah, Charlie. It was a touching moment. The whole knife and the giving of the knife. Also, there was a nice moment with Mrs. Landingham right before that. She was just being sassy about the fact that Bartlett couldn't use the intercom. He doesn't know how to do it. and-
Which, by the way, that line becomes a touchstone for a future episode, like the intercom line, because they reference that again in the season 2 finale coming up later this season.
Nice.
And when they reference it then, it becomes a very touching thing. And honestly, like, I don't think Sorkin was like, this shit's coming back. Like, I don't think he planned it out. But he, like, the way they set that up, watching it again, I was like, well, I remember it from this other moment. But the way they planted it, I felt like it was very, very well done.
Yeah, he knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Or not even planted. I shouldn't say that. The way they referenced it again, because he wasn't planting. He doesn't know what he's doing. He's never thinking about. I mean, if you read any of the interviews from this time, he's like, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I don't know what I'm doing. Like all the scripts were late. The show never came in under budget once. It was always such a huge overschedule, overtime, golden hour all the time. But because it made so much money for WB and won literally every Emmy ever for 4 years, they were okay with it.
Yeah.
But man, it was it sounds like a brutal process. I wonder, because we don't hear as much behind the scenes gossip about this show, I wonder what the weird dynamics were with the cast and crew with this show. I don't know. I don't know anyone terribly close to the production of it, but I'd be very curious.
Yeah. I mean, I've definitely read interviews with people, with cast members who were like, it was really, really intense. Yeah. And it was great. There were moments where it was great because we loved the people that we were working with and we had great material, but it was 18-hour days and every day, and the scripts would come in late, and so...
And because this is a show, too, unlike some other shows, where I feel like every element of it is literally the best part of it that could be seen on network TV. Like at this time, the 99 through 2003 seasons, the first 4 seasons, I feel like the acting was the best, the visuals were the best, the lighting was the best. Have you guys talked about the lighting that much at all? The DP, Tom Del Ruth. The way he shot it, where it's grainy, it was kind of dark, but it looks so beautiful now in HD, which is such a treat we get to see on Netflix now. But I would say every element, except for the music, was the very best.
Oh, Snuffy.
The Snuffy. Okay, here's my thing. If you watch
Snuffleupagus.
Snuffleupagus. If you the theme, I think is wonderful and great.
Yes.
But why is it great? Because they did it with an orchestra, and it's a full 80-piece thing, probably on the Warner Brothers. Oh no, it was definitely on the Warner Brothers scoring stage. Yep. And then the first episode or two, they do score it with an orchestra, and you can hear that. And if you have if you get his album, which yes, I bought WG Snuffy Walden's album,
I'm so proud of you.
just for these tracks. The score for season for the first 2 episodes is on there, and it's actually done with an orchestra, and that's the score you hear over the credits at the end. The da-la-la-la, but then everything else in the show is synthesizers, and it's pads, and it's not real instruments, and it's maybe an oboe, but over a layer of really fake sounding strings and harp plex, and I feel like the music is the one thing about this show that wasn't amazing for me.
And not consistent.
And not really taking advantage of what it could have been. And I don't know, maybe I'm sensitive to scoring and music and stuff, but it just seemed to have a very generic, except for the theme song, it seemed to have a very generic kind of David E. Kelly tone to it, just any this could be the score for Ally McBeal. I don't know. I think you get used to it, and it's not distracting or terrible. But I just listen to it now. I'm it could have been so much more. Anyway,
so that's why we need more episodes. Sally has some episodes that she needs specifically, like Bartlett getting a dog, I think, or drugged Bartlett. We decided was what we needed to see.
Definitely.
Well, you can on the Newsroom season 2. They did that exact same plot on there.
Did they really?
Yeah. Will McAvoy mixes his Vicodin with his blah, blah, blah and his Percocet. And they do the same lines. They go, like the way President Bartlett does. And that's when I was watching Newsroom.
And he just gets baked. He eats pop brownies. And then he's baked on a huge night of coverage.
Oh, that's right.
I don't remember what it was, but yeah.
We just like to see people that are not supposed to be drugged.
I guess
on
so.
Drugs. It's funny to us.
You and Bill Cosby.
Man. I love that the boys are very conscious. They don't want Bartlett to know that they're going to be watching football on Thanksgiving because they don't want to get invited to his party or his house for dinner. So we don't want to.
Which does Leo not know him at all? Leo keeps being guys, he won't care, and I'm I've known Bartlett for 22 episodes, and I know he's going to care. Get it together, Leo. You know he's going to
He's going to tell us the history of the yam in Latin or something.
Yeah.
They really lean on the Latin thing a lot on this show.
Yeah, they do.
Is that what he majored in college? Are you familiar with the character histories that much?
I don't.
Because I don't remember.
I don't think he majored in it, but he clearly took it because he's quite proficient in it.
Well, and the second episode ever of this show was in Latin. Post hoc ergo propter hoc, baby.
Pagan.
And then there's a big Latin rant and season 2 finale.
Oh,
we'll get to that.
Oh man,
I know.
I can't wait. Can't. Well, I can wait. There's a lot of things that happen.
Yeah, too many emotions.
Man, Sally, what else did you have?
I had a Toby moment. I liked when Toby was sort of staring at his feet and telling Leo about, like, why the whole, like, prayers in school thing was important to him. It's another great example of them giving a good face to, like, different issues. I really liked that moment. I like when Toby's thoughtful and quiet.
When he's sensitive, little Toby.
Yeah, little puppy dog.
Yeah.
I did meet him one time.
Shut up.
Richard
I can't handle.
Schiff?
Oh,
yes.
Man.
I saw him. This was 4 years ago. I met him at Upright Citizens Brigade Theater here. And I was going to this show called Shitty Jobs, which is the show that, like, Ben Schwartz and DC Pearson does. It's, like, every Sunday night here. And at the time, it was at 11 o'clock. So at 11 o'clock at night, Richard Schiff and his 2 sons came to this improv show. I just thought it was so interesting. And I think Schiff worked with Schwartz on House of Lies, so that was the connection.
Okay.
But Schwartz wasn't even there.
Mm-hmm.
I just turned around, I was like, "Are you Richard Schiff?" And I just, like, shook his hand, and he introduced me to his kids. And
oh my God!
I saw him a bunch of other times there, actually. So he's around.
Oh my good God!
He's around. But so with that moment that you were talking about, Sally, of him, because this is something The West Wing does a few times where it makes the political personal. It's to varying degrees of, like, of objective truth or objective justice, because in this, like, there's, like, a legitimate reason. Toby, we need to make it about this. We don't need to make kids feel more different. Although I will say I did not connect with that because I've heard of a lot of, bad stuff with the Christian right and religious people and zealotry, but I've never heard of someone beating someone up because they didn't pray. I'd never heard of that.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say, it's never happened, but it just seemed like,
it was a weird angle.
what, you beat someone up because they didn't? I just have never heard of that. And at the time, I even remember thinking, this sounds so cartoony. It's weird. And so it was okay. It was okay for me. I like that, I like the moment. I love Toby. I love Richard Schiff.
Mm-hmm.
But
yeah, that's fair.
But I think
it's the Richard Schiff. It's his delivery that I'm just like, Toby.
Absolutely.
He does so well.
But I think if they had made it something even a little bit different, like it's for the kid who feels, like, completely ostracized and made fun for, like, if they had softened it, but literally not like it's about the kid who gets his ass kicked by the Christians in school. It just seemed like, whoa, really? Like, and maybe it's happened. I don't know. But, like, even growing up in the South, I feel like that wasn't a thing. I don't know.
Yeah.
But, the show does that well, where it's, like, the political and the personal me. I feel like CJ does that with affirmative action in season 3. Mm-hmm. And there's just, like, a crystallized moment where, this is what this means to them because of their dad or because of their childhood experience or because of this, because of that.
Yeah. Because
Toby's really gunning for Josephine.
Yeah, he is.
Up to the point where he finds out that she staged the photo op. What's the photographer's name? Did you write that down?
I didn't write it down because I thought I remember it. It's like
it was like Odie something.
Odie Jones or something?
Yeah. Odie Hufflepuff or something.
Odie Hufflepuff?
Yeah.
That's some Garfield Harry Potter fanfic right there.
Yeah, there were some good Toby moments for sure, and we'll pick an MVP in this episode as well.
You guys pick an MVP every episode?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah. Because it's an ensemble cast, but sometimes they carry it more than the other.
And everything's a competition.
Yeah, so who's going to win? And he's talking to the different people about the recess appointments, and they're obviously very upset about it, about them wanting to add Josephine's name to the list. And, Toby's like, this is not the way to go about it. Or they're telling Toby, like, you're circumventing the law. Like, you shouldn't be doing it this way. And he's like, well, neither is a filibuster. You put down your gun, and I'll put down mine. And I was like, come on, bring it, son. I mean,
Toby was playing some hardball. What was that line?
Yeah.
Like...
He said, the thing where he said, like, I do it right, or, like, I'm better at you. I have it written down.
It was...
Oh, not because I'm right and you're wrong, which I am and you are, but just because I'm better at this than you. Yeah.
Not this time. And he's like, what? Yeah, that was fire. That was some fire right there.
Yeah.
That was great.
Yeah, and he comes into the meeting, and he's, like, kind of being a little snarky, but I love that little, like, face he gets when he's, like, knows he's being smart and coy about it, and they're like, don't be cute, and he's like, I can't help it. And I was like,
yeah.
So great. I would go out with Toby.
I like when any of them get fired up.
Wait,
'cause
you would
Josh
go out... Wait,
and-
hold on. I want to back it up for a second. You would go out with Toby?
I would.
Really?
Probably not long term.
Currently? Like, current...
Like in season 2?
Present... Okay, so season 2, Toby.
Season 2?
Because,
Season 2, Toby.
although he doesn't look significantly different now, other than, like...
No, he really doesn't.
He's got some salt and pepper in his hair.
I think that, like, I would go out on a date with him because I think he would be very interesting and smart.
He
and
would.
Whatever.
He'd be sensitive.
I wouldn't want to be in a
Yeah.
relationship with him. That's
By
what
the
Josh
way,
Lyman is for.
his ex-wife... Oh, wait, is that a spoiler?
No, we already met her.
Oh, okay.
They're already...
We did?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
End of season
Yeah.
1. Sorry,
Yeah.
I got it mixed up.
Okay.
His wife. It's a gorgeous young lady.
That's right.
Well, Bird York. Well, Kathleen York, but then her recording name is Bird York.
What?
Yeah, you should look up her stuff. She had a song that was nominated for an Oscar.
Really?
Yeah, for that movie Crash,
Wow.
that garbage movie that came out a decade ago about
No, I
racism.
remember.
And it was credited to Bird York. And
Bird?
Yeah, I don't know why. But look it up, guys.
Okay. I'm like a bird. You want to fly away.
Mm-hmm.
Nelly Furtado, not Air Force Ones. Cool. So, yeah, and then Leo in his scene with his sister. I mean, there's just like so much family counseling that needs to happen right there. I mean,
Which we don't ever see her again or, like, talk about her again, do we? I
Good.
mean, she just goes away.
yeah, no, she's just done.
Bye.
See you later.
Bye, Felicia.
Well, should we pick an MVP aside from the turkeys? I feel like I want to play an audio
I was
clip.
literally going to pick the turkey. Dang.
Do you guys do, like, favorite lines?
Notable quotable. Yeah.
Notable quote.
Yeah.
Ooh, okay.
So,
On brand.
yeah, heyo. But I really feel like I just want to play the audio clip from it because, I mean,
Yeah, we don't do him justice.
we don't. We get halfway through a line reading. We're like, we should probably just play.
Okay.
We should probably just play this clip. So we'll drop it in
Going
here.
on. They sent me 2 turkeys. The more photo-friendly of the 2 gets a presidential pardon and a full life at a children's zoo. The runner-up gets eaten.
If the Oscars were like that, I'd watch.
Mr. President,
Just buy the second turkey.
they already sold it.
There's not much I can do.
You can pardon the turkey.
The turkey hasn't committed a crime.
Sir,
CJ, I have really no judicial jurisdiction over birds.
yes, I know that, and you know that, but Morton Horn doesn't know that. He's the high school kid from the turkey place.
He's in high school and he doesn't know I can't pardon his turkey.
That's what I'm betting.
CJ, if we don't, and I mean completely overhaul public education in this country,
Yes, sir, but maybe this is not the best time to...
where the hell is he?
Right out here. Morton, this is President Bartlett.
Hey, Morton. Wow. Well said. Is that the turkey?
Yes.
Your pardon.
Sir?
What do you want?
Well, you know...
By the power vested in me by the Constitution of the United States, I hereby pardon you.
Okay.
No, it's not okay.
Sir?
Morton, I can't pardon a turkey. If you think I can pardon a turkey, then you have got to go back to your school and insist that you be better prepared to go out in the world.
You can't pardon a turkey?
No. I'll tell you what I can do. I'm drafting this turkey into military service. In the meantime, somebody will be drafting a check, which will have my signature on it, so the folks can buy themselves a butterball.
Okay. Donna, would you have Morton take Troy back to his pen and remember to support his hindquarters?
That
That was a great line, guys.
was such a good line. I like the way that they said those lines in
Oh,
order.
man. Let's
And-
listen to it again,
Hold on.
actually.
Hey, how you doing, Dalai Lama?
Oh, man.
One young.
That
You know
was-
what? Even better the second time.
Oh, we're just going to play the whole episode here.
All right, let's do it.
So,
Great
that was
app.
a great
Oh,
app.
great
I'm so
app.
glad you could
Oh,
all
my
join us for that.
gosh.
Jeez.
Beautiful.
Whew. Well, cool. Yeah, no, it's a great episode. Gosh, there's so many lines, even in the Shibboleth scene, where he's just like asking all these like faith questions, and you're like trying to see if the guy's gonna crack, and like, is this guy authentic? And he's like, who's the head of your church? And he's like, well, the head of our home church is whoever. And he's like, the head of our church is Jesus Christ. And I'm like getting teary eyed. I'm like, wow, this is like a really intense moment to have on.
This is a Christian podcast.
No, but like, for me, it was an emotional moment. But like,
Have you guys talked about your faith on this podcast yet?
no,
Okay.
we haven't.
So we want to keep it ambiguous.
I mean, no, we don't have to.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, we can't. No.
Sally said yes. We'll shy away from this. Anyway, go back to the Shibboleth scene, Henry.
Well, I just think, I mean, it's interesting. There's a lot of religion in this show, but they handle
in this
it in a-
episode, it's all
It's
about the...
Yeah. My only problem with the Shibboleth scene was like, what are the odds that he actually says that word?
I know, like
it's like a terribly obscure reference. I was like, you had me until that one little moment.
I'd like to think that they're both going through the same devotional book.
They're
Like,
both
the
Jesus
Bartlett
Calling.
and this dude are, like, they're going through Jesus Calling, the Prayer of Jabez or something, and the Judges 12 just happens to be... And so it's kind of like,
in the
it's like
bathroom on that
Joey's...
day.
Yeah, it's like Joey's toilet paper word of the day. And so they both see Shibboleth, they're like, I'm going to use this in a
Yeah.
conversation today. Hell
I mean,
yeah.
because clearly I didn't know where it
Yeah.
came from, and you guys did, so sorry.
I looked
about
it up. I didn't know it.
Okay, cool.
Like, inherently.
Yeah, there's some great CJ and Donna moments. It's a good one.
You know, CJ and Donna didn't become as much of a lady team as I thought they were going to be on this show.
Yeah, and
Yeah, I agree.
and that one.
Maybe they hated each other in real life.
I don't know, but
Maybe so. They even have not a good moment later in the seasons.
Yes.
In the, in the downfall.
they finally have like a girl bonding moment, and they actually ask like, "Hey, is there something going on with Josh?" And you're like, "Finally, you actually like asked this question because it's just been unspoken forever." But then the conversation doesn't go well. But
No.
so something to look forward to.
Yeah, but Donna has more scenes with Mary Louise Parker than friggin' C. Or not more scenes, but like it seems like more of an interesting relationship with her than with CJ.
I agree.
I don't know. Like, I just feel like another missed opportunity. Here's how this show got it wrong.
Yes.
Guys.
We're gonna rewrite it for
That's what
you.
we would have done.
By the way, CJ was like one of my first TV crushes ever.
Yeah.
To the point where I have a
Was
very
she?
vivid memory of it being in middle school and performing the Jackal for girls in my school.
Are you serious?
Yep, in the parking lot. The Jackal. Oh yeah, I know it all. Yeah, I
Wow.
bought that CD just for that song. This is
It's-
pre-iTunes.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I love that commitment.
Thank you.
I applaud that
Thank you.
decision.
It's very impressive.
Did it work? Did you get any girls with the jackal?
No, not with the Jackal.
Oh, hey. Ooh. Okay.
Moving on, Dad.
Hey. Hey. Oh, well, should we pick the MVP? Are we all gonna pick the turkey or like?
I can pick a real one.
Okay. We never actually
I
pick it in
guess.
advance. That's the problem.
Oh,
No.
uh-oh.
Toby's got some good things going. I don't really. Leo also.
Is this just like who we like the most or who won?
This is a tough one.
Well, sometimes
who
it's both.
who like has a strong episode?
Who-
Sometimes we pick characters.
Who
We
won?
started out picking characters, and then sometimes we pick the actors.
Sometimes we pick the actors, sometimes we pick the characters. But it's like, who won the episode for us? CJ. It could be argued, CJ. It could be argued.
Yeah,
Parker.
I was gonna say CJ. We didn't talk about CJ much, but I really liked. Sometimes I pick them just from like the tiniest moments, but I really loved the humor in the whole episode with her.
Yeah, she got a nice light storyline.
Yeah,
It's fun to see her flustered. I like that she did what is a very knee-jerk reaction for Sorkin characters that feel threatened is they just list their resume.
Yes.
I have a master's degree from the
Yes.
University of Berkeley, California, Berkeley, or whatever.
Yeah. Exactly. That's why we put the turkeys in your office. Yeah. Well, I feel like that's fair. CJ can have one, and what is it? Ted the turkey. Ted's one of them, right? He can have it. He can have an MVP.
Tony.
What was that high school kid's name? I liked him.
What was his name?
Ma'am, I have to take the turkeys. Well, I don't know what his name was. Bruce Bolton? Was that his name? I feel like it's
Bruce
not.
the turkey man.
Bruce Bolton. No, that's Game of Thrones. But my favorite line of the or no, that's a different segment.
What?
Well, my favorite line is when the president pardons the turkey, and then the high school dude says, "Okay." And Partlet's like, no, it's not okay, dummy.
Oh gosh, I love it. Yeah, there was so much at the end. I feel like we get to like the
Yeah.
Shibboleth, and you're like, oh, that was like the core of like the episode, and you're like, yes.
Mm-hmm.
And then they come back with like the Charlie thing, and you're like, oh, that was unnecessarily wonderful. And then they get to the final scene where he's like pardoning the turkeys, and you're like, this is also unnecessarily wonderful. And then it ends. So there's a lot of emotional things. It's not like
Yeah, that last 5 minutes was the best, I would say, of the episode.
it kind of meandered
Yeah.
for a while around like the school prayer thing, and then Leo and all that stuff. But I feel like it ended on a very strong note. So yes, a rewatcher, I would say.
I think, or maybe my second favorite line is when Leo says, "We do not strut ever." I feel like that's a very
Yes.
interesting perspective to take. And the idea of like, yeah, we have laws and some of them suck, but like, let's not be dicks about it. Essentially, wait, can we swear on this
Yeah,
podcast?
we can.
Okay,
Yeah, we can swear.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, and Leo's like, those kids are commendable. Like, those kids are phenomenal, and you just do not strut ever.
Except he says phenomenal, which is, well, did y'all notice that? He pronounces it phenomenal.
Phenomenal.
Like Feeny.
Yeah.
Feeny.
Oh yeah, let's talk some of the pronunciations of some of these characters on the show. Have you guys noticed how Bartlett doesn't pronounce H's sometimes?
Oh, he doesn't?
He says, like, if he says, there's one line in season 3 where the line is, they were huge contributors, and he says, they were huge contributors! They were huge! Like, huge.
Gosh.
Or there's another line where he says, this is huge.
No.
Like, yeah, notice it. I'll see if you find it now, but like, he drops the H's.
I hate when people drop H's. In AP Psychology in high school, there was like this one video series. Yeah, hey, there's this like one guy who always used to drop the H's, and you're like, no, don't do it. Oh,
you're totally gonna notice it now. Also, I wanted to point out, just because I feel like I noticed it because I watched it like 40 times, that they read the Jesus was gay bomb threat thing.
Mm-hmm.
That's a recycled plot from Sports Night. Sports Night season 1, someone threatens to blow up the CSC building where they're doing the show because one of the radio guys did a sketch where Jesus was gay. So it's like the exact same thing. So Sorkin really needed to get it off his chest twice in 2 years. These weren't very close together. That aired in like 99 and this was 2000, I think.
Oh my gosh. It's a hot button issue in the Sorkin house.
Yeah, and just his apartment.
Yeah.
He's just yelling at the mirror at himself about it.
Oh, man.
He has strong feelings.
Was there anything else you had, Sally?
I mean, I have a lot. I could talk about it forever, but I think we covered most of what I like.
You feel like you would sleep well tonight if you feel like this was the recap for Shibboleth?
It's worth mentioning that another one of my favorite moments with Bartlett is turkey related. Well, there are so many favorites, but another one that stands out is turkey related in another Thanksgiving episode.
Which episode?
I don't know if you guys remember this.
Oh, Butterball Hotline?
The Butterball Hotline.
Yeah, which got its first shout out in this episode near the end. Yeah, I think Sorkin just liked the word butterball, and he wanted to include. I really feel like that's the case.
And we love
the
Butterball.
Entire scene about it.
We love Butterball.
He loves Butterball, and he loves Belgium as a country. That pops up a bunch on this show.
And the Republic of Micronesia.
Micronesia.
Yes, good times.
Wait, that's fake, right?
I think it's fake.
Okay, that's like Kumar.
Yes.
Wait, is it Kumar? Is it Kumar?
Yeah, it's Kumar.
Kumar. Yeah.
Are we sure?
Yeah, the women of
I'm
Kumar.
Pretty sure.
Okay, because now I'm thinking the women of Kumar go to White Castle.
No, that's Harold and Kumar.
I know.
Yeah. Harold and Kumar
I'm
go
saying
to the
like
White
it's
House.
the same.
It's a remix of the White Castle.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because it could be. Okay, I know it's spelled with a Q. Yeah, it is Kumar.
I know. Sometimes you have to double check and be like, am I just bad at geography and knowing what's real? But no, that's not. It's fake.
Yeah, it's not real.
It's a blurred line of fact and fiction, and Robin Thicke was there, and it got weird. Hey! Yes!
Hey! Oh no! It's been a while, guys.
You can't tell, but Rob Lowe's actually dancing in the background in a Kermit the Frog shirt, the flag.
West Wing, I know you want it.
Oh my gosh, we're gonna write that whole thing.
Do you think there's, in the first 4 seasons, there's a drop in quality at all? Not season 4 to 5, because there's definitely, like that freaking...
Yeah.
That freaking one where it was like a documentary episode. Oh.
The special episode or whatever.
Yeah.
There's one good episode in season 5.
There's more than one.
No.
I think there are more than one.
There's one. Deborah Kahn wrote it. It's The Supremes. It's like episode 13 of season 5 or 10.
That is a good episode.
Yeah, it's great because it's like the show used to be. Freaking Glenn Close.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, they completely ignore Roberto Mendoza being on the Supreme. Like the continuity's all messed up.
I think there was a quality, for me, there was a quality jump from, not a jump, that makes it sound huge, but I think it grew in quality from season 1 to 2. Like, I love everything about season 2. I love season 1 too, but it sort of found its voice season 2. And I think, like, after that, it fluctuates slightly, but other than that, 1 to 4 are pretty solid for me.
Yeah, I would say I think it takes a hit post 9/11. Because I don't think Sorkin knew how to, like, the first episode that he wrote after 9/11, I think it's episode 7. Oh, what's it? Episode 7 of season 3, the one where Hal Holbrook's in there, like yelling about seltzer water or something, and it is the weirdest. Oh, Gone Quiet. That's what it's called. Yes. It's called Gone Quiet, and it's the weirdest, most tone deaf Aaron Sorkin written episode of The West Wing ever. And I love a lot of season 4 and a lot of season 3, but I think immediately after that there was like he couldn't figure out how to give it gravitas when it was like when Bush was standing on.
See that too.
Like it was really interesting because he tried to make it funny. Like the episode opens with CJ singing along that "I'm Too Sexy," but the jokes aren't funny. The mood is completely weird. The first episode of the series that they do after 9/11, because the first one is Isaac and Ishmael, which is. I can't wait for you guys to talk about that because there's going to be a lot.
Yes, we have a lot to talk about.
By the way, you know what's weird is in that episode ends with Buffalo Springfield. For what it's worth, that's what the episode closes on with a shot of Leo in his office after he talks to a dude from Office Space. When I found out that John Spencer had passed away, my mom told me while that song was playing on my stereo, which I thought was kind of interesting.
What?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Which was 10 years ago, guys. I can't believe it's been that long.
Yeah.
What a crazy memory to have associated with that song. Did you watch? I don't think we even asked this. Your background with the show. Did you watch while you said you grew up watching it while it was on like live? How old were you when you were watching?
Well, I got Sports Night on DVD in like Christmas 2002 or 3. And I got a West Wing season 1. This is when you couldn't watch shows unless it was on syndication or there's a DVD. There's no Hulu or net. It's so different now. But just like
this is how old we are.
The gift of like, oh, the next season's coming out in 4 months. Oh my gosh, and it made you value it. I think more than TV shows now. So I got season 1 for Christmas in 2004. I want to say because season 5 had just premiered. I started watching it while it was on the air, but I wasn't watching it live. I think I tried to watch some of season 6 and 7 live, but it was so depressing. Actually, you know what? I did watch some of season 6 and 7 live because I was like, I still like those actors. Maybe it'll get good again. And I was really hopeful that they'd bring Sorkin back for a finale to like kind of do a send-off, but they didn't. And it just turned into a different, like, I love Alan Alda. And I like Jimmy Smits a lot. Yeah. Although, by the way, their debate episode is so stupid because clearly Alan Alda won that debate because he's like a theater veteran and Jimmy Smits is a TV guy. He's just totally different. Like he's so stiff. It's bad. But yeah, I wasn't watching the first 4 live. I watched Studio 60 live and got my heart broken live. Real bad. Real bad.
It happens to all of us at times.
At some point or another.
Yeah. Oh, man.
But,
it's getting dark.
I know. I could talk about this show forever. What else do I want to say? Do you guys have, like, a favorite episode?
Oh, man.
Have you covered your favorite episode yet?
Well, it's tough because, like, I have favorite episodes, but they're also, like, emotionally... It's like a love-hate thing because, like, I love them, but, like, emotionally they're tough. Like, the season finale of season 1, and then, obviously... season finale of season 1 and season 2 are probably my favorites.
Yeah. Better than the seasons 3 and 4 finales, I would say.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, there's so many good ones, and I kind of want to make a list of all of our favorite scenes, the episodes that contain our favorite scenes, because I feel like there are some that are just so great, either dramatically or comedically. So I just want to kind of have those I tear up like on the reg watching this show. Like I just feel very patriotic, and they play the music, and things are happening, and I have tears in my eyes pretty often.
You know what I was struck by watching this, because I hadn't watched this in like a year or so, or maybe a year and a half or 2 years, is that the smash cut lines were like, they were so well constructed. Because like after watching shows that don't write for act breaks or don't make like da moments, like Gilmore doesn't ever write for act breaks. It's just like, okay, now it's a commercial, I guess. But like the way they constructed it, so it's like you hear the drums, like it really amps you up for the show. I was really, really struck by that. By the way, I don't know if you guys have talked about in the first 4 episodes how the theme song is done on the synthesizer.
Yeah, we've definitely talked about it.
And it sounds like West Wing Babies or something. Oh, it's so bad.
Yeah.
It's so bad.
No, we celebrated when they finally got like the purse strings to open up and get a full orchestra.
Yeah,
like,
so weird.
So good.
Also, Oh, I would say. Wait, do you have a favorite episode? Were you gonna say one?
I can't really pick, and I'm such.
Is it the government shutdown episode in season 5?
Yeah, it's my favorite. No, it's actually the one that's only with CJ. Actually, I skip that episode every time.
Oh no,
Oh.
the longest goodbye.
The long goodbye or whatever, like where she goes home for her reunion and nothing happens.
And
to
Matthew
anybody I
Modine
care
and
about.
her go to the. Well,
Yeah,
we'll
hey.
talk about it.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, like Two Cathedrals is an amazing episode, and
Yeah.
but I'm such a Josh and Donna person that I know like Gaza and like other different episodes where I like.
I
to
don't
see
count that as
things.
canon though.
But I know you don't. But
I don't like. I know.
I'm so invested in the characters.
I wonder, like, if the majority of your listeners or fans of the show even regard, because to me, it's like when the voice of that show goes away, it's like it doesn't exist. It just becomes fan fiction. Like season 7 of Gilmore is fan fiction. Community season 4 is fan fiction.
gone wrong.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Bad
Yeah.
fan fiction.
Wait, is there such a thing as good fan fiction?
Well, have
Truly?
you read my Zanga?
Nope.
Okay.
But like, I just like it's dead. Like it's a dead thing. It's no longer. It's just like we're just playing pretend. This is not the voice. This is not the show. This is not the characters. But it's just like these actors, and they have the same names and it's the same sets. Like the stuff they even do with CJ in season 6. I'm like, this makes no sense. This is dumb.
No, I definitely don't.
Um,
Ugh.
I would say maybe my favorite episode is Game On in season 4. The debate episode. Oh god, I just dropped my ukulele.
It's like a drop microphone moment.
Game On. I would say Two Cathedrals. I'd say Noelle.
Noelle's a good one.
I would say
Noelle.
Bartlett for America
Oh yeah.
is top 5.
Yeah.
Top 10, definitely.
I like 20 Hours in America.
Noelle is a great
Amy
one.
Adams is in that one.
Oh, 20 Hours in America is good too. And the young John Gallagher Jr.
Yes,
Yeah, that's
who
fun.
you love. We enjoy him. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
there's so much that we love. We can't contain it all, but I feel like that's a good recap. I feel like we're at a good spot for
We crushed it.
for Shibboleth.
For Shibboleth.
It's
Oh no, I said it
Sibilance.
wrong.
Sibilance.
Sibilance.
You failed.
Well, thank you so much for being on our
Thanks for
podcast.
having me.
What a
We could
pleasure.
literally do this for 2 more hours.
We literally
I would
could,
not
but
mind.
we'll come
Yeah.
back and we'll do more episodes.
Okay.
And if you need people to talk about Gilmore Girls, we have opinions. Yeah. So we'll give it. Yeah. Do you want to go ahead and plug, guys? You must listen to Gilmore Guys. It's a delightful podcast. It's all
Thank
about the
you.
Gilmore Girls, and Sally and I are big fans. We're definitely inspired. So check them out if you haven't already, which you probably have. But Gilmore Guys podcast.
Gilmore Guys, we're doing shows. We're coming to your town,
You can
maybe.
you can see them IRL.
We will come to Nashville when I get Demi to agree to it. I'm just kidding.
Demi, we're appealing to you through our own podcast. If you ever hear this, we're requesting a stopover in Nashville. We're requesting that you come.
Just in Nashville.
Really,
our
it's just
podcast
it's
as
just scheduling and stuff because we have to do we have limited breaks where we can like go during the week because we have to get off work and stuff. So we will come to Nashville. Like definitely before the show is over, we will come to Nashville. I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
If we do well for like, I think we may be going to Philadelphia and Washington D.C.
Cool.
pretty soon.
Nice.
DC. So look out for those dates. We're going to New York next month. When does this come out?
This will be out in 2 weeks.
2 weeks? Okay. So
I can never do the math. 2 weeks, yeah.
So our shows will still be in July. So
Great.
it'll still be next month. Or no, it won't. It'll be July. Anyway, and it doesn't matter because
Tune in.
they're sold out anyway. So I don't know what I'm plugging.
Oh well, we're just teasing you guys.
I'm just here to gloat,
But
actually.
just listen in, and thank you so much for making time.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely
Anytime.
a pleasure. And
Do you want to plug personal?
Yeah, do you want
your
to
personal
plug
Twitter?
your personal Twitter? Do you want more followers?
Yeah, I'm at Paul F. Tompkins on Twitter. You can follow my show at Spontaneanation on Twitter.
That's not it, guys.
Or it might be at Kevin T. Porter.
Oh, well, just try either one.
Or at Gilmore Guys Show for the show.
Yes.
On
And-
Twitter and Instagram and Facebook and all that.
Awesome. All right, thank you so much.
Sweet.
We'll see you guys next episode for, again, we never look up what the next one is. But
Do you
it's-
guys sing
no.
the end
Whatever.
theme song? The next one is,
da-da-da.
No, because I hate it.
you do?
She does.
I don't hate it out of context,
Emotional
but
whiplash.
since they put it in at the end of Netflix, it is emotional whiplash. Like, you have the most serious
I agree with that.
And then you're like,
I totally
what?
agree with that. Yeah, it's just like serious.
So it's just an animosity.
Yeah, you should do a segment on your show where you talk all about the music called "Teach Me How to Snuffy." Is what I would
Teach me
recommend.
how to snuff.
Right?
Teach me. That's what we're gonna mix underneath this, and you
Okay.
already know because it's already happening, and we're from the future. Hey, we love you a lot. We'll see you, hear you, talk to you next time. Okay, bye.
Hey, teach me how to twerk it. Hey.
Guys, we had so much fun having Kevin on our show that we had so much more material that we wanted to share with you. So if you are interested in hearing more from Kevin T. Porter about Gilmore Girls or about other Sorkin projects, well, just keep listening because there's more bonus stuff for you right now.
No, it's bad. No, but on Bunheads, I will say by the end of it, the acting is at a great level.
A great level?
I would say,
like
yeah,
West
with
Wing
the
great
kids.
level?
No, I mean, listen.
It's at an acceptable level. Of
It's a
acting.
whole different sack of potatoes.
It is.
Although there's, Kelly Bishop's on that show.
I
as
know,
well.
I know,
Sutton
because she's a
Foster.
dancer. Sutton Foster's on?
She's the star of
Oh,
Bunheads.
she is?
Yeah.
Oh.
You didn't know that?
No, I didn't know that.
I would say the girls get so much better as the show goes on. But anyway, it's worth
Oh.
checking out. I'm trying to see if there's any West Wing alums on that show that I could collect.
We have so
connect it
many.
to.
We have so many. Like, we always try to highlight the guest stars because we've already had guest stars from. I mean, Paris was already on here. Nick Offerman was already on here.
Yeah.
Headmaster Charleston.
Yeah,
Charleston,
Dak and
yeah.
Matthews.
And Joel from Parenthood was already on here. I mean, like, so.
Oh,
yeah.
Joel from Parenthood.
Mhm.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. He's like up. He's up the road. By the way,
What?
all these people you're talking about, I
my
see
gosh.
him at. Well, actually, I won't say where I see him. At.
Yeah,
Couldn't
don't,
get
please.
people. But yeah, I
Just
see.
tweet
I
about it
see
later.
him
Yeah.
all the time. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Well,
He's the nice young man.
Well, if he likes The West Wing,
he's a good looking dude.
I
too.
know. Well, come
Right.
on. Anybody with eyeballs can tell you that.
Who was the other one? There was that one of the notable guest stars thus far. All I know, one time I remember, it's not really a guest star, but it's just someone from the show. One night I saw Timothy Busfield at an improv show, and then the very next day I saw him when I was parking my car at my friend's house.
What?
It was like he was stalking me or
Oh
something.
my gosh.
Yeah.
We're trying to find. He's kind of like off the grid.
Yeah,
I think he
he's,
lives in the Midwest now.
does he?
Yeah, that's what I heard.
But I saw him here like 3 years. Well, he might move. I don't know.
Some of us are mobile. Some
I
of
know.
us-
I
don't
love his voice. Were you
Yes.
guys? What do you guys
Yes.
plan on doing after you complete The West Wing?
I don't
if I
like to
may
think
ask.
about life post Wing.
Well,
we
it's
got a lot
coming.
of time. We got a lot of time.
Have you guys watched Sports Night?
I have not watched sports.
I have not, but it's all on Hulu, so it's on my list.
Sports Night is wonderful. Sports Night was my
So maybe we do
entryway
that.
into Sorkin
the
in the
newsroom.
world.
I've been told that we just have to ignore the laugh track at the beginning, though.
Yeah, Laugh Track's
Yeah, that's
garbage,
weird.
and then they tried to ignore it too. It was like an ABC directive because this was like pre-Scrubs and stuff that they put it
Oh.
on. So it's just like, like it's terrible. But then by the end of the first season, it's all but gone.
Okay.
But I'd say that would be great. If you want to do a deconstruction of how a show went terribly wrong, you could do Studio 60.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even recommend you do Newsroom because it's so boringly bad. Newsroom should have been
Mhm.
what Sports Night was, but it wasn't.
Yeah,
Like
it
something,
has
guys,
so much potential.
something went wrong in between
And we want to know what it was.
this show and really Studio 60. Something went wrong. Like Sorkin's
Yeah.
long form storytelling. Social Network's great. The Steve Jobs movie will probably be
Yes,
great.
Great.
cannot wait for that.
But it is
Yeah.
it's so interesting, like his narratives collapsed on themselves. Like if you watch, do you know that much about Studio 60 at all? So it's a real, and just like what kind of started happening near the end of this show, like a Write What You Know thing, where he was like, Josh Lyman was essentially the Sorkin stand-in in this show.
Yeah.
But then Matthew Perry, Matt Albee on Studio 60 was the stand-in. Matt Albee on Studio 60 dated a Christian singer, celebrity, comedian girl. Harriet Hayes, played by Sarah Paulson. Aaron Sorkin dated Christian Chenoweth, a Christian...
Wait.
Kristen Chenoweth. Yeah,
You dated Kristen Chenoweth?
long time. Oh, yeah.
What?
Yeah, for a
Did
long
you-
time.
Did
They
you
broke
know
up.
that, Sally?
No,
Oh my
I did not know that.
They broke up.
It seems like
And then
quite
he
an
wrote
unlikely pairing.
What's that?
It seems like an unlikely pairing.
It is, but that's why he wrote a whole TV show about, like, the stories on Studio 60 were so close to their life. Like, Harriet Hayes poses for a magazine. Harriet Hayes goes on the 700 Club, and then Kristen Chenoweth went on the 700 Club.
Oh,
Kristen
gosh.
Chenoweth posed for a magazine,
That's crazy.
Scantily Clad. And it's like very... You can see him working out his relational issues.
Oy.
So I take it you guys are
it's like
more...
a Taylor Swift album. Yeah.
I mean,
Too
that
many
is an
screams.
apt comparison, I gotta say. So I take it you guys are more West Wing fans than you are Sorkin fans in the general sense.
In the general sense, yes.
Yeah, well, I'm just really recent to it, so I just haven't had, like I've watched all of The West Wing a few times, but I just haven't had the time to really jump on the bandwagon all the way yet. But I plan on it.
See, people say
Not
that, though.
punk Jess, but like Jess that's in the end. One of my favorite episodes is when Jess comes back and is like, "This isn't you." That's the best ever.
Yeah.
Okay,
When
But
in
other than that,
Philadelphia?
I'm big Team Rory not picking anybody because she was just a baby. I mean, she was like 22, so I'm super behind no one. Also,
I'm super behind Jess. Team Jess. I know.
By the way, even Sally's answer, that's saying, I like Jess in 2 episodes of this show.
I liked it. Okay, so he was...
Well, I like where he ended up. I liked him in the earlier episodes, but I don't know, I like what he brings out in Rory in the end, and I can picture them, like, go off doing fun stuff as adults
I feel like
when he has his life together and isn't
I feel like they're the most compatible. Now, granted, they were young, and he was a punk, and the whole, like, subterfuge thing, and he, like, doesn't call her and all
Punk is
that.
being nice, though.
How are they the
He
most
was a
compatible?
They have similar interests. They're well-read. They like the same kinds of, like, media. He wasn't emotionally ready.
But so does Logan. I love Logan,
I
too.
eventually
I'm Team
liked
Logan. For
Logan.
me. Team Logan and Sally.
But that's just kind of like the opposite side of the same coin for me. Like, I liked Logan at the end, but, like, at the beginning, Logan was a hot mess. You know, he was just this, like...
I'd say he was a
bratty
hotter
punk.
mess by the end than at the beginning, actually.
But he was, like,
yeah,
whipped
I
at
agree
the
with that.
end.
I'm watching the end right now, and he's like, well, it doesn't really count because it's season 7, but he's better in the beginning.
Oh, still haven't seen it.
Oh.
Gosh.
Oh, good luck.
I know, it's going to be tough. I really want to toot
it's gonna
this
be
horn
tough.
again, that just because someone has good taste doesn't mean they're a good person.
Ooh,
Because
true.
wonderful people
Yeah, I totally agree.
wonderful people have terrible taste all the time.
Yes,
And
that's
terrible
true.
people have wonderful taste all the time. And that's what I've found, even in just like friendships and relationships and stuff, is like, it doesn't matter. I don't care if you love A Deep Cut by Bruce Springsteen. Like, it's fine.
Mm-hmm.
Are you a good person? You have character?
Mhm.
Are you kind to people? Are you, like, that's what matters. Like, him
But that
knowing...
makes it sound like Team Dean, who's not right.
No, I'm not... No, Dean's a nightmare.
They screwed Dean over, though, man.
They did.
Like, they really wrote him down. Like, he was so much better in the first
100%
season.
agree. Dean was Jess in season 1, and then they just had to switch it.
Yeah.
Like, taste-wise, but...
He was like from Chicago at first.
Yeah.
Like, had a leather jacket.
Yeah, he was a city
And then
boy.
He was a city boy. And then
D-bag, Matt Damon haircut
Yeah.
from Good Will
Oh,
Hunting.
ew.
But, I just really want to reiterate this. Like, don't go for taste. Go for character. Go for kindness. Go for the good things that are going to last. Like...
Brought to you by Christian Mingle. Just kidding, guys.
Just knowing who Bjork is, it's not going to matter
It's true. You can't
when
build your life
they're
on that.
40
I
years
agree
into
with
their
that.
marriage and they hate each other. You know what I mean? Like,
True.
it's fine. You can educate people. That can be fun. Oh,
Yeah.
you don't know this thing? You don't know Bjork? Okay, here's a mixed CD with my favorite Bjork songs. Oh, I don't know this thing that you know about? Okay, great. Let's talk
So
about
then, who
that.
are you then? Who's your team? Do you have a team?
I mean, out of the 3, I would say Logan was the one that was the most tolerable.
Yeah.
But I mean, ultimately, none of them. But if it's the 3
Yeah.
dudes, then it's Logan because he is caring. He's got a lot of problems, but he's caring.
Mm-hmm.
He's kind. He's very smart.
Mm-hmm.
And he treats her for the most part pretty good. For the most part, there's
That's all
some
we can really hope for. in life.
yeah. And and he knows what he's doing. And he's even though he's got blind spots when it comes to other people, he's still aware of other people and tries to like make a good experience for other people. Where it's like Lorelai's like,
I
"Hey
agree.
Jess, so you're new in town." He's like, "Go to hell" or
Yeah,
whatever,
why
like
not, yeah.
Yeah, that
Logan at
he's
least
just
is
sucked with
trying.
real
Yeah.
Well, again, they're also
Yeah.
at different stages developmentally. Jess was 17 and Logan was, 20.
Yeah, true.
And then eventually, like,
No,
22
that's a good thing
and
to
whatever.
consider.
So,
But I'm just saying out of the 3. By the way, it was
Yeah.
the most surreal moment in the world.
Yeah.
being at the reunion panel on ATX. And Matt Zuckery and Jared Padalecki high-fiving that they were both Team Jess.
Yeah, that's
like,
so
it was
weird.
the weirdest thing in the
gosh.
world.
Oh my god.
It was like very surreal.
I have met Jared. That's my only like celebrity story that I have met Jared, because we're gonna edit this part out and not let the world know how nerdy I am. But I love Supernatural, which is what he's.
Why do you want to edit that out?
Well,
yeah, we're gonna keep that.
By the way, you don't edit this, from what I understand, Sally. So Andrew's gonna keep this in.
I'm not quite done yet.
Oh.
Freshman year of college, I flew to LA and went to like they do like, okay, I don't love it as much anymore. The first 5 seasons were great. Anyway,
The last 14 haven't been as
they-
great.
Yeah, the last 12 years haven't been as par. But I like flew. They do like Supernatural conventions,
Like a Comic-Con?
and you can like pay to meet them. Yeah, like Comic-Con but Supernatural. And I went and met Jared and Jensen.
Wait, you can pay to
so
meet them?
I did meet Jared. Yeah, you can pay to meet them. I wouldn't do it now. Now they charge like out the wazoo. But this was like when it had first started, and it was a lot cheaper. And I had a friend who lived in LA at the time, so I went and I have a picture with him, and it was great, great fun. He's very tall.
How much did they charge? Like, what did you get out of?
When I went, you got to like walk up and take a picture, and you got like probably 15, 30 seconds of just like, hi, I'm Sally, and they would like talk to you. When I went, I think those photo ops were like $40, and now they're like $250.
That is one of the most
crazy.
That respectfully,
and people still go.
yeah, that's gross.
Yeah.
That's really good.
I was young and
Okay, but
Not on your part, but just like that people would like set up
okay, but
it's like charging for autographs and shit. Like, I hate that so much.
yeah.
if they did that with Bradley Whitford, I would pay.
Yeah, but they wouldn't, because he wouldn't do that.
Yeah.
I don't think he would.
He's too busy in
He's just
Wisconsin,
a
like
dad,
campaigning
you know?
for whoever.
I don't know, man. I mean, they seem to really enjoy it. Jared and Jensen go to like 10 of them a year, and they like talk. They also have like Q&A panels. They do like panels like the ATX Festival style, and they do Q&A, and they're like the nicest guys to all these crazy fans.
I think they're
But
probably very nice,
I don't know.
but
I see your point.
if I was in a similar position, which I will never be, I would not, like, just, if you want to talk, just come say hi. Like the idea of formalizing it to a dollar exchange is very, because you're putting you're monetizing human interaction.
Yeah.
It's not like I made a thing for you,
Yeah.
I acted in a thing, and you bought a ticket to my movie, or you bought my TV show. Like, it's like, I'm going to talk to you, and it's worth $40 or $200. Like, ugh.
Yeah.
I'm not on board with that. I get festivals and conventions where it's like, hear people talk and get that and have that exchange, do Q&A, whatever.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
like,
well, and because the festival has to pay to be, like they have costs too, so that makes sense.
Yeah, they gotta pay their talent.
I think it makes sense for people who are kind of on the outs. So Nicholas Brendan, that's probably worthwhile for him. Little Xander from Buffy needs to do $250 per person for an autograph or whatever. But I think for the I'll just never do that.
Yeah.
Cut to.
Are you sure there's no reverb going on?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
I tested the fan this time.
Should I turn the fan on?